Welcome to Devotions from Israel, a 5-minute word of encouragement. Today's devotion comes from Matthew chapter 5. Our devotion today takes us to somewhere on the western side of the Sea of Galilee. Now, this Sea of Galilee is a freshwater lake. It's about 13 miles in length and maybe 7 miles at its widest point. Primarily when Jesus served in his 3+ years of ministry, it was around this lake that he befriended many of these Jewish towns and villages, filled with people who were eager to hear about his kingdom message. In fact, the historian Josephus tells us that there were over 200 towns and villages in and around the Galilee area. On this occasion, as recorded in Matthew 5, we find Jesus somewhere on a hillside. Now, today there is a traditional location for the Mount of Beatitudes, although it's a very recent tradition that only dates to the 1930s. I myself favor perhaps it was near the slopes of Mount Arbel, where Jesus gathered all of these people. In fact, they came to hear him speak about the kingdom. All kinds of people, from zealots to religious Jews to even perhaps Essenes, who were here to evaluate what Jesus was teaching. But here we have a summary of at least the first part of this message that's recorded in Matthew 5 about the kingdom principles that Jesus encourages us to put in practice. And by the way, a very similar message was recorded by Luke as well. Now, Luke places this message happening somewhere on the plain, perhaps the plains of Gennesaret, just to the south of the traditional Mount of Beatitudes. Of course, there is no contradiction between Matthew's version and Luke's version. They are simply recording Jesus' go-to message of the kingdom. So I hope that these words of Jesus today will serve as words of encouragement to you as we are invited to be kingdom citizens. Listen to the words of Jesus. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, Malchut Shemaim in Hebrew. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You see, according to Jesus and other rabbinic teachers, the kingdom of God was all about allowing the reign and rule of God in one's life. In fact, when we practice these principles of the kingdom, as Jesus would continue, this is how we become salt and light to the world. Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth." But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. May this day be a day when we live out the kingdom principles. It begins with accepting Jesus as Messiah, allowing him to reign and rule in our life, and then to live out these kingdom principles. May God use you, may God use me today for his kingdom. Until next time, shalom.